the bar. What you really think? It don't feel right. Like you're trying to set me up. You want me to say something on the way so you can lock me up, but officer, don't lock me up, I'm begging you. If I drink and drunk, tumbling down, passing top, officer, I'm not known to cause no trouble. Once girls are up, bring another up. I come to have a good time. Deep a little wine. Drink and I'm drunk.
WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And just like that, we are back with more Activated Mornings talk time here on WEFM with Roleza and Dianna. At this time, we usually have a commentary from Kingsley, the freighter. So Kingsley, if you're listening and you're going to call, we are going to give you some time to do so. And that means that we're not going to get a call today. So we are going to go into our own topic.
All right. So before we go into it, Crampel is shouting out Queens. So Crampel, I delivered your message. Okay. Queens, Crampel, say good morning.
Okay. Now, something I forgot to do in the earlier segment. Today is being celebrated as World Red Cross Day. So sending love to all of our Red Cross volunteers here and abroad. And we are celebrating this year under the theme, Keeping Humanity Alive, which is a call to celebrate those who give their time and sometimes their lives to ease the suffering of others and protect their inherent human dignity. Now, of course, this in Vincent and the Grenadines Red Cross Society will be having some activities to commemorate this occasion. This afternoon at 2 p.m., there's going to be an enrollment ceremony at the Red Cross headquarters, which is located behind the Ministry of Education building. The president, if you did not know, the president of the SVG Red Cross Society is Mr. Alston Anderson, and our director general is Mrs. Decima Hamilton. All right, so, yep, that's it. That's it there. So just happy International Red Cross Day to all Red Cross volunteers, children and adults alike. Alrighty then. So we head into our next topic at this time. Interestingly, in the first segment, P. John brought up children. He was speaking about Child's Month and some of the issues that are affecting children. And we have a little topic we would like us to discuss as it relates to childhood this morning, right? This is our topic. Give me a minute. So, if you could become a child again, yes, you've probably heard this discussion before or something similar, but if you had the opportunity to be a child once more, right? Would you want to have the same life? Would you be okay living the same life? Even though you may have gone through some trials and some tribulations, sometimes those are the things that help to shape you. So would you be okay with going through those same trials and tribulations? Or would you prefer to take a different path? Right? What you think? Miss Samuel. This instrumental behaving right.
Will I come into the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could be a child again, would I have wanted the same life? I mean, what would I say? I don't necessarily. I prefer adulthood to childhood because I could do what I want. I don't have to ask for permission. I could just, I could live my life and I could just be, So it's not so much a case of would I change anything in my childhood because, it had its challenges. I knew what end of month meant at a very early age, when you have to look forward to, more food in the house and that kind of thing. I understood what, looking forward to mommy getting a salary at the end of month meant. I know what that meant from a very early age, but I know that she did her best with what she had and what she knew at the time. Mommy, yes, I think there could have been a little bit of, room for whatever. But I also do have to understand, and I think being an adult, trying to put myself in her position, I don't know if I could have done it, but to necessarily say that I would, quote unquote, beat her up for, maybe the things that happened maybe in childhood or the way in which she reacted to certain things, I won't necessarily do it because as an adult looking back, single parents, hats off to y'all, right? Just hats off to y'all. Single parents with more than one children, even more hats off to y'all.
I'm sending a hats off to you as well.
Yeah, but I won't necessarily change because I do think that a lot of it has made me into who it is that I am now. And I am not disappointed with myself in terms of who I am now, So
wonderful.
Yeah. Would you change it though?
All right, then. So I don't think that I would change mine either. A couple of years ago, I used to say that I would change it. I'd want to have some maybe different people, different things. But when I look at the way that some of the things that I have gone through, the very unpleasant experiences, how they have shaped my thinking and some of the things that I do, I figure I would want to be that way because I feel like if I grew up a little bit more privileged, I might have been a snob. I might have been somebody who's very entitled. I may not have sympathy or empathy or, not saying that everybody who grows up is like that, obviously. But sometimes when you grow up a little bit privileged and you have no idea what struggle is like, you just, to you, that's a world that doesn't even exist, So I'm kind of glad that I am glad that I grew up this way. I'm glad for the challenges. No, not in the moment. I wasn't. Right. But for a lot of the challenges, I am glad because I think it really has helped me to be who I am. And I like it.
And that's the thing. I mean,
yeah.
I think also for adults, when we get to the stage of understanding, of reasoning, of maybe letting go in terms of what it is that your parents thought, that indoctrination that some children go through in terms of how their parents are and the things that they put inside of their head. When you step away from that, you're able to maybe sometimes forgive your parents for, the things that maybe that they said or that they did, because in some cases, they probably just did not know better. Yeah. They were also operating under the circumstances in which they were dealing with at that particular time. So sometimes for me, it's just once you've removed yourself, once you've seen life in brand new or open eyes, you might not hold the same resentment. You'll be able to say, what? This was what it was in the past. This is who I am now, and this is where I want to be in the future. I can let go and I can move on. So I won't necessarily change it.
One thing I'd change, I would have liked for my mother to have a camera to take some pictures because clearly she didn't.
Up to this morning, my mind, Dianna, I just felt it for you when you said that yesterday because I am there I can't imagine this.
I know.
I just absolutely cannot. And it's, boy, no, all up to this morning, I did thinking about it and I said, but imagine to go through and you don't have anything that you can look back on.
Not a single thing. What did I look like? I don't even know what any family member, even my mother, she didn't even have no pictures of her younger self. The youngest picture I ever saw for her was her ID card. Yeah. So and maybe in fact, that's the only picture I've seen. Yeah.
So maybe that is the thing. She never really valued photos. So because she didn't value it for herself, maybe she didn't do it for you. But your other siblings have photos?
No. The younger ones, they have some pictures, but those are taken by neighbors. You go by a neighbor and they happen to take a picture. So yeah.
Boy,
I know.
I was just trying to remember. I think that I think the youngest picture mommy probably has is maybe 3 months or something, if I'm remembering some of the pictures correctly. And I did make a scrapbook of all of my years from, baby go right up until maybe my early 20s. I have a scrapbook of all those pictures of development. And I say, but imagine Dianna doesn't have this.
I want to cry.
Yeah, I will cry for you too. Let me start shedding tears because parents and we always talk about, some persons always be like, oh, you're always taking pictures and pictures and pictures. Parents, take pictures of your children. Just take everything, pictures, videos, take them because childhood goes by so quickly. And it's always good to look back on the pictures and see, this was, when there was up under me and, that kind of thing. And you're sharing experiences and so forth. But I always think, I sometimes wonder if parents do this thing where if they ask the children, what is maybe your best memory of me? Because like when I do it with my niece, I don't do it necessarily with my niece, but I always wonder if she has, like, when I pass, what would her best memory of me be? And I'm hoping that it's not necessarily something negative. I'm hoping that, well, whether it's me, her grandmother, or her mother, just, whatever it is that's going to linger, what is going to stay with her the most. So, yeah.
That you just said, it made me remember something. Parents, I wanna give you a task to do, right? I would like for you to ask your children. I'm thinking more of the younger, like primary school age, but you could probably do this for secondary school as well. Ask them to write down the things that would make them happy or happier right now. And you could probably tell us tomorrow, like, did the list shock you? If they did write what would make them happy, did it shock you? Or was it things that you expected to see there for them? We'll talk about that.
All right. So I see somebody on the WhatsApp typed, good morning, angels. Motherhood does not come with a manual or a training book. And we do agree. We do agree that many parents or many mothers are, they are just winging it, but I do believe that when you're in doubt, reach out to a friend who's also a mother, somebody who could actually give you proper advice, because there are times when, you're going through something and you're not sure how best to handle the situation. Sometimes we also overreact, because it's your own child, you're going to overreact. I remember there was one time my niece did something in school and the principal called mommy about it. And what my niece did was severe. It was her and some other friends. And while it is that I understood why it is that my niece got licked for it, I was going to laugh, right? I was going to laugh at what it is my niece did. But then I stopped and I thought, I can't laugh in front of my niece because, she needs to be taught the lesson in terms of what she did. But I do know that it was in innocence, right? It was innocence. And because you're innocent as a child, you're not going to understand the repercussions of something. But, I did have to step in because, but it's just one of those things where maybe, before you act out of emotion, because you're acting out of embarrassment, or you try to bring shame to you because of your parenting skills, etc. Reach out and ask somebody, well, how do you think I should handle this situation? I know it's not always going to happen in the moment, but sometimes we do need to, right? Because, we could overreact to things sometimes.
True.
All right. So as we're here talking about children, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to say on it.
You can go ahead.
All right. So I came across a poll on One News St. Vincent, and I don't know, it just sank my heart a little bit this morning. So they did a poll asking if they should stop posting about missing teens, or would they be betraying their journalistic responsibility? And they did a survey. They have a survey, and persons have responded. So with regards to the question, should they stop posting about missing teens, and would they be betraying their journalistic responsibility? 29% said yes, 18% said no, 50% said keep posting about the issue when you feel it's necessary to do so. All right. And 3% said stop posting about the issue altogether. And the reason why I say it's sunk my spirit a little bit is because I am so concerned. And I am so fearful that if we stop posting, if the police stop putting up these notices of these missing, and we know for the most part, go ahead. Yeah. If we know for the most part, we're using missing in inverted commas, right? Because I did see another post somewhere that professors that one of the girls who's missing, one of the recent girls who's missing, say they're not missing. They commented under the post. I saw that. I don't know if it's actually the student, the girl who responded, or if it's somebody pretending to be the student. So I can't say that is actually who's doing it, right? But I think maybe as the public, allow the police to do their postings, right? Allow them to post the images of the girls who are missing in the context of they have not returned to maybe the home in which they're supposed to be in. And whatever opinions that you have on the situation, just keep it to yourself. Because in any event, you have either expressed it before or it's something that you've thought about. So we don't need to see the responses again. But I am just so concerned that if, as a society, we don't do the postings, the police don't do the postings, media outlets don't do the postings, that one day that there may come a chance or a time when one of these girls may actually be missing. And We just don't know anything about it. And that is what my concern is. All right. So I know how the public feels about it. I know that, it's not truly missing in the essence of what the word should be, but they're still children. And by children, I mean they're under 18. Right? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Okay. You want to take a call or we head out?
We could probably for 50 seconds.
Okay.
Joshua, 50 seconds, please. Morning.
Oh, I mean, I can do it in 15, maybe 53 seconds.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yes. Yes. Good morning. Now, I must call you ladies out on this, and please don't get me wrong. You both obviously grew up in a single parent home. When our son graduated from college, he was like the top 2 achievers, I should say. They had a special dinner for the parents and everything, and all the glory was being placed on mothers. My 6'4" son stood up, and he said, "Sorry, these are my parents, my mom and my dad. They both played a very important part in my bringing up. Society, and I blame men for this. Society seems to keep it all on mom. That's play part too. And I'm not hitting single parent or double parent family, but men play a very important role. I started taking pictures of our son even before he was born, right up to the present day. So, but everybody's not that fortunate. Roleza, and Dianna, everybody doesn't have a camera. But for those of you who do, yes, document things. And my last 3 seconds, I must revisit the female thing. What makes a woman happy? First of all, she has to be a friend. Last night, a female took me to part because she said, every time I'm talking to you, you're either doing laundry or cooking or doing something. What does your wife do? And I took offense to that, okay? My wife is working. I am the unemployed bum. I'm at home. So therefore, if there's something to be done, I have to do. But the trick is, I always leave something for her to bitch about. She comes home and she said, I didn't leave the kitchen like this. Why the dishes not washed? What? And, that is how she loves doing that. And she does an equal part. I am lazy. I don't like to work. But because I'm home, as I speak with you guys, I fix breakfast and preparing lunch. So that when she comes home, all she has to bitch about is the kitchen being like, what's the last hurricane called? Bethel?
Beryl. Bethel.
Yes. The kitchen looked like it Beryl passed through it. Because that is her thing. She must come home. If there's not something for her to bitch about, she's not happy. So treat your woman with respect. You do not help your wife. I don't help my wife to do anything. I just do it. I'm like Nike. I just do it. I do not buy my wife. I do not buy my wife an appliance. You buy your maid an appliance. If you buy a washer, dryer, something, it's for the house. Buy your wife flowers, jewelry, clothing, appliances, for the house. And like I said, you're not helping your wife to do anything. You help the maid. If you want to fool around with the maid, well, you got to help her to do something so she got an extra time to fool around. I'm not advocating that, all right?
But you said it.
So there goes. But I said it. I love to keep things real, and I do not have a perfect relationship. I remember one time folks were saying, "Oh, your dad is such and such." My daughter looked at the lady and he said, "Oh, you don't live with him." And I'm gone. Anita, we catch up later.
All right, then,
All right.
Joshua. And with that, we head right out of this session. And in just a few minutes, we are going to have our cup chat discussion.